Correct, yes.
Correct. So because it is shared by everyone, no one person can change it. That's the beauty of blockchain.
Correct.
Okay. So meaning, kung kunyari, may scam na na-uncover si Mayor Benji. Siyempre, si Mayor Benji, nag-iimbestiga pa rin yan kahit wala na po sa ICI, di ba? Mayor Benji. O let's say may scam na uncover si Mayor Benji. Tapos gustong pagtakpan. Nandun na yung kontrata sa blockchain, nandun na yung data, nandun na kung sino yung nanalong kontraktor, nandun na kung magkano yung pako, magkano yung semento, magkano yung dun sa kontrata nila na overpriced, nandyan na. Gusto nilang baguhin, hindi nila kayang baguhin.
Correct. Meron po tayong accountability with the blockchain. No? So, pag may nangyaring anomalya or maling pong proseso, no, pwede po i-track to sa source po na nangyari na masama.
And
Enzo Recto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
so with that, let me begin with Bitskwela. Is it Mr. Reyes who is presenting? Go ahead po, you have the floor.
Yes,
you have 10 minutes po.
Thank you po. May I get my slides up po? How do you... But good morning to everyone here po. I'm very happy to be here. To Senator Bam's point a while ago, that's why I'm here, to simplify and demystify what blockchain is for our audiences all around the nation in layman's terms po. No? So, ako po si Jiro Reyes from Bitskwela. We are one of the leading education brands in the Philippines for crypto and blockchain. No? We have been doing different initiatives for upskilling, for capacity building, and of course for training of our professionals in the Philippines towards blockchain careers. So over the past 5 years in doing all of these from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, I have a very unique experience in terms of knowing what the public perception is towards blockchain from a regional perspective. Next slide please, if I may. Ayun. And ang common nakikita ko pong theme talaga is whenever we go to universities, different LGUs and different sectors, from students, from faculty, they all tell me the same thing na okay, Jiro, gets kong idea ng blockchain, I get the benefits. I see the news, the positive PR from around the globe. Alam ko na maganda siya. Pero ano nga ba ang blockchain, di ba? They always go back to that point. They don't know what the core tech really does. And that's exactly the question. Next slide, please, that I want to tackle here quickly today. Next slide, sorry. Very short but profound question, very important. What is the blockchain? So next slide, please. So sa Bitskwela po, the way we define the blockchain is we liken it to a notebook. Sorry, next slide po. Ayun, we liken it to a notebook. Think of this notebook, this orange notebook, as a place or a tool where you can put your transactions, records, or data. Next slide, please. Different payments, records, or whatnot. Just like how would you write your mga notes mo ng grade school, this could mean remittances, this could mean payment records, this could mean IDs or whatnot. Anything that has to do with data could be put on this notebook. Now, the cool thing about this notebook is ito pong notebook natin ay own po ng lahat ng tao. Everyone has a copy of it. Jello has a copy. Attorney Mark has a copy. Sir Don has a copy. Senator Bam has a copy. Lahat po ng tao has a copy of this notebook. And this means that nationwide and even globally, anyone from around the world can check the contents po of the notebook anytime, anywhere. Even though you're in Saudi Arabia, even though you're in Pampanga, in Baguio, in Cebu, in let's say Germany or whatnot, 24/7 po, pwede po i-check ang contents po ng notebook natin dito. Now, this setup in a way also works as check and balance for all the contents within this notebook. That means that lahat po ng records at data na ilalagay po sa notebook natin ay constantly po chine-check po ng mga taong bayan natin kung tama ba ito at kung verified ito. And that is exactly why kung bakit po secure ang blockchain. The blockchain is tamper-proof, meaning hindi po siya pwede i-edit, hindi po siya pwede i-alter, hindi po siya pwede i-delete o kahit anong galawin po. Kahit ikaw si presidente, kahit napakalaking kumpanya ninyo, kahit napakaraming pera or kahit gano'ng kalaking conglomerate, no one party can destroy the data inside the blockchain. And that is the whole beauty of it right now. So, next slide please. If I were to simplify po the blockchain into one simple phrase, it would be blockchain is a shared digital record. Again, a shared digital record. This means security, transparency, and it is very, very hard po to cheat as well. And this is exactly why that I always highlight in all my talks throughout the Philippines that blockchain is not just a buzzword. This core technology has a lot of potential po for the greater good ng ating bansa. And I believe so as well that this bill by Senator Bam Aquino is one of those many ways in doing so as well, and how to properly use the technology in a good manner para po sa ating mga kababayan as well. So on that note, very quick slides lang po, but thank you again for the time. Maraming salamat po and good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Reyes. Jiro, no?
Yes.
Jiro. Thank you, Jiro. Yung pagiging shared digital record niya, ibig sabihin nun, yung data, nakakalat yan, di ba? Sa buong internet, correct?
Correct, yes.
Correct. So, because it is shared by everyone, no one person can change it. That's the beauty of blockchain.
Correct.
Okay. So meaning, kung kunyari, may scam na na-uncover si Mayor Benji. Siyempre, si Mayor Benji, nag-iimbestiga pa rin yan kahit wala na po sa ICI, di ba? Mayor Benji. O let's say may scam na uncover si Mayor Benji. Tapos gustong pagtakpan. Eh, nandun na yung kontrata sa blockchain, nandun na yung data, nandun na kung sino yung nanalong kontraktor, nandun na kung magkano yung pako, magkano yung semento, magkano yung dun sa kontrata nila na overpriced, nandyan na. Gusto nilang baguhin, hindi nila kayang baguhin.
Correct. Meron po tayong accountability with the blockchain. No? So, pag may nangyaring anomalya or maling pong proseso, no, pwede po i-track to sa source po nangyari na masama.
And it's digital, no? So shared, meaning may kopya ang lahat, pwedeng ma-access. Digital, meaning because it's digital, the data can be utilized further. Correct? No? So for example, mga grupo like People's Budget Coalition ni Ken, they have to go through so much paperwork and so much files just to understand the budget. Pero kapag naka-blockchain na tayo, and because the nature is digital, you can actually go use AI to help analyze the budget. Hindi lang sa anomalya. Gusto mong malaman anong porsyento ng budget na punta sa edukasyon. You can query it, and because it's digital, your chat GPTs and Geminis will be able to provide answers. Correct, di ba?
Correct. It is very interoperable po, no, with other technologies.
That's the other thing. Our budget is now online, but it's very difficult. Hindi siya interoperable. So kung gusto ko malaman, magkano ang flood control na napunta sa Marikina, for example, or sa Pampanga, pag kinwiri ko yan, and because the nomenclature naman is pretty standard, you can actually access AI and other tools to understand the budget better. Correct, no, Giro?
Very correct, Senator. Ang pwede pong gawin dyan is dadaan po yun sa mga data visualization and other tools to simplify the blockchain para sa ating kababayan.
In fact, you could go on any of these AI tools and tell them, please give me a visualization of the budget per region. And they would create, sabi mo, gusto ko pie chart, gusto ko graph, gusto ko ganito, and they could do it, right?
Correct, yes.
Yes, and we're not able to do that now because the budget is very difficult to manage. Isang gusto ko rin gawin, and tinry namin ito nung isang araw, tinanong ko, magkano ang semento? Magkano ang semento, kunyari, sa Region 3 ngayon? And they were able to put out the price list of cement in a particular area at that particular time. If our contracts are on the blockchain, pwede mo i-compare yung presyo ng semento sa retail at yung presyo ng semento sa bill of materials ng mga infrastructure projects in government. Correct, right?
Correct, Senator, yes.
And you can even, and kung budget watchdog ka, gaya ng People's Budget Coalition, you could even have an alert. Anytime may kontrata na makapasok sa blockchain na mas mataas ng X% sa retail, yung presyo ng semento, presyo ng bakal, presyo ng pako, you could create a program which would automatically alert you, alert the public, alert the media na bakit may kontrata na overpriced. Correct, di ba?
Yes, kasi real-time po yung pagpasok ng data sa blockchain. No? So, the second it comes in and out, pwede po itong ilagay sa mga iba't ibang
The second that somebody puts in that contract na may bill of materials, you can have a program that automatically analyzes it, compares it to public data or public prices that are available on the internet.
Correct, Senator,
Correct.
yes.
So, hindi lang siya shared digital record. Kasi yung isang aspeto, hindi pwedeng baguhin. Yung isa, ay pwedeng intindihin. Di ba? Hindi lang siya pwedeng mahanap eh. Pwede ka gumamit ng mga tools para mas maintindihan ng malalim itong mga, contracts and mga transactions na ito.
Yes, these are the applications on top po of the blockchain that can be built around it.
And at least, of course, you're the tech people. Pero sa palagay ko, di na yan ganun kahirap ngayon, no? As long as it's digitized and it's available, you can use so many tools, even your ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever LLM you have, to help you analyze the budget further.
Correct. Isang prompt lang po yan sa mga AI right now, tapos kaya na po yan agad.
Exact. Kain ka agad.
Yes,
Okay,
kain
kain ka agad. Sige, thank you for that, Giro. All right, we will now ask PAFLA, the Philippine Association of Fintech Lawyers, to give their presentation. Is it Mr. Fordan?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
go ahead, sir.
May we ask for the presentation to be flashed? Good morning, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. So we have such a transformative proposal here, placing our national budget on a blockchain. So our presentation, Pera ng Bayan, Bantay ng Bayan, illustrates how this innovation can fundamentally change the relationship between Filipinos and our government by enhancing transparency, accountability, and public trust. Three things we badly need right now. Next slide. Let me begin with a question that many Filipinos ask. Saan ba napupunta ang buwis ko? Our current budget system, while functional, resembles this complex network of pipes. Medyo magulo at mahirap maintindihan. Papasok yung pera mula sa binabayad nating tax, and then may public services or projects on the other end. However, the journey between these points remains largely opaque to the average citizen. And this lack of transparency creates several challenges. First, limited visibility into how funds move through the government. Hindi natin nakikita kung paano na-allocate at lumilipat ang pondo ng bayan. Second, fragmented record keeping across multiple agencies. Wala tayong iisang malinaw na reference kung paano ginagamit ng gobyerno ang pera natin. Third, delayed reporting that can take months or even years. Of course, delayed reporting means delayed detection of anomalies as well. And finally, vulnerability to manipulation of financial records. Dahil nakatago, madaling i-manipulate ng ilang tao na may hawak. So recent issues with flood control projects have led to mass protests and call for greater accountability. And we all know that when public trust erodes, the very foundation of our democracy weakens. And this is why we must address these challenges with urgency and innovation. Next slide, please. Ayan. So imagine a system, previous slide, sorry. Imagine a system where every citizen can follow public funds from allocation to specific projects to disbursements. Let me share some examples of how this might look like for ordinary Filipinos. A mother in Mindanao, let's call her Maria. Pwede niyang gamitin yung phone niya to scan a QR code at her children's school construction site. And upon scanning, makikita niyang 10 million pesos ang allocated na pera para sa building and 80% paid na ang contractor nito. If the reported progress is different from what she sees in the site, she has concrete evidence to immediately raise concerns with local officials. Si Juan, for example, isang magsasaka sa Visayas. Pwede siyang makatanggap ng text message kung na-release na sa kooperatiba ang kanyang 5,000 pesos na agricultural subsidies para sa fertilizer. This way, kapag mas mababa ang ibinigay sa kanya, kunwari ang inabot lang sa kanya 3,000, may pangahawakan siya at papakita na kung magkano ang tamang halaga ng subsidy. A student in Luzon, for example, named Anna, concerned about rising tuition, she could access a simple dashboard showing her university received 50 million pesos from the national education budget. Sa dashboard na to, pwede niya makita kung magkano ang allocated para sa scholarships, facility improvements, and research grants. And these aren't just distant dreams. These can be made possible through the blockchain technology that we just discussed earlier. And we can create a system where transparency isn't just a buzzword, but a fundamental feature into how our government operates. Next slide, please. So, ano nga bang blockchain? As discussed earlier, you can think of a blockchain as a digital version of the traditional ledger or record book, but with key differences. In a traditional system, there might be one official record keeper maintaining the books. Kapag nagkamali siya, or worse, if he deliberately alters the records, it can be extremely difficult to detect. On the left side of this image, you see traditional record keeping. Isang notebook, pwedeng mamanipula, pwedeng mawala, pwedeng itago. On the right, you see blockchain's approach. Multiple synchronized copies held by different community members, making manipulation virtually impossible. And having a blockchain is akin to the concept of bayanihan, community cooperation and accountability. Since the logbook is shared among the community, bawat isa sa atin magkakaroon ng kopya at access sa bawat transaksyon ng gobyerno. And one key feature is that the entries cannot be altered once they are verified. In the blockchain, each record is copied and distributed to everyone in the community and verified by consensus before new entries are added. These are permanent and unchangeable and most importantly, they are transparent and accessible to all participants. Katulad ng bayanihan kung saan nagtutulong-tulong ng komunidad sa paglipat ng bahay, blockchain requires collective effort to maintain the integrity of the system. In the blockchain, no single person can change the records without everyone knowing. So just an attempt would alert everyone. Next slide, please. One key feature of the blockchain, as mentioned earlier, is immutability. Ibig sabihin, kapag nakalista na, hindi na mababago. Because of this, there's going to be a reliable audit trail or pathway of funds, which would drastically reduce opportunities for corruption. To clarify, utilizing the blockchain technology will not eliminate corruption, but it will definitely make it harder given the transparency and immutability it provides. Mahirap gumawa ng kalokohan kapag nakikita ng lahat. In fact, the DPWH has already started utilizing blockchain technology through what they call the integrity chain to prevent collusion and manipulation of records in public works. So, next slide, please. This chart is an example of how a blockchain-based budget system creates an unbreakable chain of accountability. Let's say, Teacher Grace. No? Imagine, gagawin yung bubong ng school nila para sa darating na tag-ulan. Using the blockchain system, she could view the budget allocation. Pwede nang tignan kung may pondo na para sa repairs ng school. And after that, she can track the fund transfer. Nailipat na ba mula sa DBM papunta sa DepEd ang pondo. Then, after that, she can monitor project implementation. See when the project was approved and which contractor was selected. verify payments, track payments made to contractor, and compare it against the works completed. And finally, confirm completion. And because of that, because of all these records that she has, she can report discrepancies if the project is marked complete, but the work is not there. As we can see at each step, both government auditors and the blockchain network validate and record these transactions, creating multiple layers of verification. This system transforms ordinary citizens from passive observers into active participants in governance, creating accountability at every step of the budget process. Next slide, please. A blockchain-based budget allows every Filipino to see the journey of public funds in real time, from allocation to disbursement to the final project. The path is clear and traceable. Balikan natin si Maria from Mindanao. If there's any problem with the construction of her children's school, hindi na niya kailangan mag-file ng iba't ibang request o pumunta sa iba't ibang opisina ng gobyerno. Pwede siyang tumingin sa kanyang phone where she can see every step na dinaanan ng pera ng bayan. Kapag na-release na ang 10 million na pondo mula sa DBM papunta sa DPWH, makikita niya kaagad in real time. Kung anong biniling materyales at magkano, pwede ring makita at ma-record sa blockchain. And all of this, until the completion of construction, can be viewed through simple and easy-to-understand reports. Each Filipino can become a potential watchdog, creating a culture where transparency is expected and accountability is the norm. Hindi lamang to tungkol sa paghahanap ng mali. Ito ay tungkol sa pagbabalik ng tiwala ng taong bayan sa pamamagitan ng pagiging bukas at aktibong pakikilahok. Next slide, please. So finally, let's compare the traditional budget system with the blockchain-based approach. In the traditional budget system, records can be altered after the fact. For instance, given this issue with the flood control, di ba, nagkaaroon ng tampering o nawawala yung mga ebidensya. Access to financial record information is limited. Fund movements are difficult to trace. Fraud may take months or even years to detect. Centralized control, of course, it creates vulnerability kasi iilan lang ang may hawak. With the blockchain, all transactions are permanent, immutable, they cannot be changed. Next, public access to the budget transactions is guaranteed. A complete audit trail exists, from allocation to spending. And real-time verification and anomaly detection is possible. Distributed verification prevents manipulation. So, as a final example, let's say I have been requesting to have a road fixed for years. Under the traditional budget system, pwedeng sabihin sa akin paulit-ulit na wala pang pondo. O kaya dumating na yung pondo pero wala pa rin ginagawa. With a blockchain system, I could verify whether the funds have really been allocated or wala pa. I could see if the allocated funds were diverted to other projects. Then, I could identify exactly where in the process the project stalled. And finally, I could report my evidence-based concerns instead of rumors and frustration. Hindi kwento-kwento lang, meron tayong pinangahawakan. And this comparison clearly shows how blockchain system creates a system where corruption becomes significantly more difficult to conceal and ordinary citizens gain the power to hold officials accountable with verifiable facts. From farmers to students, urban professionals to rural citizens, blockchain empowers everyone to participate in safeguarding our national resources. Putting our national budget on the blockchain will create the foundation of a future where every Filipino can say with confidence, alam ko kung saan napupunta ang buwis ko. Thank you for your attention, everyone. The Philippine Association of Fintech Lawyers stands ready to support this bill until it becomes a law.
Thank you, Attorney. So dalawa yung nasa isip ko na from your presentation. Unang-una, yung paghahabol sa mga kontrata na overpriced at lahat yan mas magiging madali kung may blockchain. But on the other hand, because it's on blockchain, preventive rin siya.
Yes,
no? Kumbaga, mas mahirap magtago kasi nung kausap namin yung DPWH, no, yung si Bryce Hernandez at si Henry Alcantara. Ang kwento kasi nila, nangyayari yung first step dun sa korupsyon nila ay sa pag-aakyat ng mga presyo ng mga materyales. No? Yung tinatawag na CMPD. Na yung CMPD pala, yung kung magkano yung presyo ng bawat materyales, yun palang overpriced na. Tapos yung bawat unit na kailangan para sa isang infrastructure, kunyari, imbis na 100 lang yung 100 bags of cement, gagawin nilang 200 bags of cement or 300 bags of cement. At dahil masalimuot itong mga proyektong ito, natatago talaga nila. But if we have that information also on the blockchain, and you can cross-reference it, no, with publicly available data, or anybody, any watchdog or any citizen can check yung dami at yung presyo ayun pa lang, malaking bagay na yun. No? Makikita mo na kaagad yun. At siguro, kung transparent ito, mas matitigilan yung mga taong nais na mag-overprice na mga proyekto sa gobyerno, attorney.
Bunyog, bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog isisigaw. Bunyog,